Protagonist and Antagonist. You will say to me then, why does he still find fault? For who can resist his will? But who are you, O man, to answer back to God? Will what he molded say to his molder, why have you made me like this? Romans chapter 9, verses 19 and 20, the English Standard Version. In the text for today, the Apostle Paul continues to make the case that God is not unjust or unfair for choosing to give his mercy to one person and not another. He does so by presenting God as a double agent, one who works both sides, as the protagonist and the antagonist. The protagonist is a friend, and the antagonist, the foe. The Apostle Paul presents a scenario where, in order for God's will and way to be realized, God has to do quick costume changes to work on Pharaoh for the desired end. Now, the Apostle Paul asks his readers some hard questions about the fairness of God. As his readers picture God as the protagonist and antagonist in the story where God hardens Pharaoh's heart, yet still holding Pharaoh responsible, any human being would wonder, how is this fair? But the Apostle Paul brings into question the audacity of human beings to answer back to God. He contends that God is the one who is the architect of human lives. He molded Adam from the ground, according to Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, and positions and maintains his human creation in their mother's womb, evident in Psalm number 139, verse 13. Thus, the molded has no authority to talk back to God, the molder, making demands concerning God's creative genius. By order of design, created human beings are subject to the Creator and not the other way around. God's ways are not like man's. He is in a class by himself. He is God and God alone. This is a perfect case of lane management. Human beings should deal with the things that they have dominion over and leave that which is solely in the domain of God to God. And a good place to start is with the humbling acknowledgement that God has no obligation to humanity. He is not indebted to human beings. God's mercy, love, and grace are his prerogative. So human beings should count it a privilege that God emptied himself for their salvation. One commentator says, humanity's salvation is something absolutely and completely unearned and undeserved. Lord, help us to come to the place where we acknowledge that the way you love us is a divine choice, which cannot be manipulated even by our best efforts. Amen. You have been listening to Morning Manna with Reverend Bonnie EBW Smith, Superintendent of the Moravian Church Antigua Conference and Minister of Christian Education. Have a terrific Tuesday. God bless you.